Hi everyone. So today I'm going to look at a bit of parenting of layers, preparing a character for animation. So here in Illustrator I've got this guy, really simple stick figure. There's a body layer, there's a head layer. Let's put that on the top. I've got a right arm 1 and right arm 2, 1 being the upper portion of the arm, 2 being the lower portion. Same for the left. Same for the legs. Upper portion is 1, lower portion is 2. Okay, let's bring that into After Effects. I import figure 1 as a composition retain layer sizes. Double click on the comp I create. Let's just check the size before we get too excited about anything. It's 10 seconds long. Frame rate 24. I'm going to go 1920 by 1080. Let's have a look. That's about right. It's going to fit quite nicely into an HD video screen. Okay, so let's talk about how I would prep this. Now, if I want to move him around, first thing I have to do is make sure I have all these anchor points in the right spot. So this arm is going to rotate from the shoulder, right? So I need to put the anchor point here. Otherwise it's going to rotate like that. So let's grab the pan behind tool and put all our anchor points where we want them on every layer. The lower arm is going to rotate from the elbow. So just go through and do all that. Let's do that for the lower leg. And for the body, I'm going to leave it in the middle. For the head, I want to rotate from the neck, right? So the rotation point's going to be down there somewhere. I'm going to just put it here for now. I want my head to rotate something like that, even just below where a neck would be. Obviously, in a more detailed illustration, I'd have a neck, but this is just a simple demonstration. See, now when I rotate my left, I'm going to also color code. So my head and my body, I'm going to make blue. My left, I'm going to do all the legs down the bottom here. Actually, I'll go the two right legs, I'm going to do yellow. The two left leg layers, I'm going to do orange. The right arm, I'm going to do green. This is just This is just what I personally like to do because it just makes it really easy when you want to grab things. You go, oh, there's my leg. That's that leg. You can see it in color. I'm more of a visual person, I guess, so that just works for me. Okay, so now if I rotate the right leg 1, I'm going to put the second layers below the number 1 layers as well. So I can always know the top one. If I rotate this leg, I want the bottom end to rotate with it, right? So I grab the right leg 2 and parent it to right leg 1. Now when I rotate right leg 1, right leg 2 comes with it. Yeah? So do that. So parent all the number 2 layers to the number 1 layers. You just got to grab that pick whip here and drag it to the layer number 1. Or alternatively, you can do it like this. Right arm 2, I can go into the parent column here and choose right arm 1, the layer above, same thing. If you can't see your parent columns, you've got to right click in here and edit which features are showing here in your columns. Okay, so now I'm going to parent the head to the body. And I'm going to actually make a layer new null. I'm going to scale it up a bit. Put the pan behind it. Put the anchor point in the middle. I'm going to parent the body to that. Just in case I just want to do... Oops. So before I do that, all the number 1 layers, right leg 1, left leg 1, right arm 1, left arm 1, right arm 1, all of them I'm going to parent to the body as well. So indirectly or directly, everything is now parented to that null, which I can now move around. If I say, for example, took the head and changed it back to none, then if I move that, it's going to leave the head behind. So make sure your head, whether it's the head, I would parent to the body and keep the body parented to the null. You might come up with another system, but you can play around with different systems. But the main point is that you want to understand the concept of a parent and child. So right arm 1 I've mixed all my layers up. Right arm 1 should be above that one. That should be above that one. Yeah. So if I go right arm 1 and I want to rotate it, then the other one's going to... So if I wanted to do a wave, for example, let's do a little wave. Let's animate a little wave. I'm going to parent. I'm going to open rotation settings on all of these layers. We'll rotate. Just going to use a bit of rotation. So everything keyframe to there. I'm going to move forward, let's say 10 frames, 20 frames. Let's just have a look. Right arm 1, I'm going to rotate that right arm to about there. And then this, I'm going to keep rotating that to about there. And I'm going to come around here and do a little wave. Bit slow, that lifting up the arm, wasn't it? So maybe I'll just grab all those keyframes and move them that way, a bit snappier. That's a bit better. Now maybe I don't like how the bottom half is already bending. Maybe I want to wait until here before the bottom half starts bending, in which case I could copy and paste that keyframe there. Let's watch that. Alright, just going to zoom in a bit on my timeline so I'm not looking at it from such a distance. Now what else could I do there? I could also shift the weight of the body at this point. I could also go, alright, I want my head maybe to rotate here. I'm going to move that keyframe forward and go, I want to rotate my head a little. It's a little friendly. It's a bit quick. And maybe the other arm would just move a little bit. Just put a bit of rotation on that one, just to counterbalance. You know, just maybe just does a bit of that. Maybe it does it a bit more like here. So just see if you can do that. Just add a little wave. Maybe on the lower arm. I can do a whole detailed animation here, of course, but I won't have time to do that right now. But maybe as it comes up, pull it in a little bit. Something like that, right? We could also do the same with the legs. Okay, so hopefully if you do something like that, you'll understand the basic concept of parenting.